been a while since I had a Sunday chat, so I thought as good a time as any. Beautiful fall day. It's something weird around here in northeast Ohio. It's like 60-ish at night, downright chilly, and then 85 at mid to late afternoon. Anyway, you know, it's just, this is the hardest time of year for me, because when I was younger, my father and my brothers all looked forward to September 1st. Ohio tradition, that's when hunting season starts, and usually with squirrels and stuff like that. I used to love it when seasons would overlap each other as the months wore on, say getting into late October, mid-November, something like that, where you could hit, there were squirrels, rabbits, grouse, and pheasants were all in season. Chuff friggin' chain. So there's whatever you could see, you were allowed to shoot it. Of the cock pheasants, in the case of pheasants and stuff like that. Always wanted to tie flies and streamers out of those cock pheasant feathers, especially the metallic red ones around the eye. Anyway, it's just basically with my L2 disc, and now the vertebra sort of cocked sideways now that I broke the left wing of my pelvis. And my right hip being bone on bone and getting worse. That combined with the feds looking over my return and passed it on a good couple of times to every dang group they got that looks at that stuff, couldn't find nothing wrong. So the end of July, beginning of August, they finally figured they had to pay up. Got an extra $61 or so out of it. So that did actually help buy the Crossman Repeat Air 1077W I got there, plus the 25% off coupon I got for throwing out a questionnaire for Crossman. They had passed around a couple months ago for what you'd like to see in a your next PCP. So I told them, just be honest about it, told them, you know, what you know are good and bad things and how to fix this and what it really needs and all that. So it got me a nice Crossman version of the Ruger 1022. That thing, that dang stock is like that wide. You know, I can't get that thing in the Realtree rifle rack here. I got the rest of my CO2 collection in. Won't fit, which means it won't fit those ones that look like they're made out of split branches either. Dang, that's the only one I got left in the box here. That one it'll fit. So now I gotta move 5 Daisy Winchester 1894s around to find one that thing will fit with, which would probably be okay because I've got I don't know, 5 or 6 CO2 rifles now. Also, I got some raw footage here I want to add to this one, where I got back into the Pimp My Walker series and moved. I couldn't sleep one night and I was thinking about different things, and you're using your mind to think about things, you eventually get tired and go back to sleep, right? Well, it was a good night for that because I thought of taking, you know, that golf club tube scabbard I made for the for my trigger stick over there. Instead of having it on the side, hey dopey, put it in the middle. Put it in the middle so you can have something on the bottom of the tube to keep the thing from dropping all the way through, you know, the monopost part of it. And so that way you can turn it left, right, or you can go up or down, and you know, we've got the trigger, so you can go up or down with that from the center, like, because on that the walker would be right here in front of you, and you know, go. And I know they got those. It's like a backpack that's got a round, maybe a 3-inch thick foam pad that sits down behind your butt like a oh, like the secondary parachute the pilots used to wear in World War II. It reminds me of that. So I thought, get some thick Lexan and a piece of that black PVC pipe and glue all that together and affix it to the bottom of that the seat pad thing, but where the pipe would have a hinge on it where it connects, you know, something like that, where it could hinge this way. So when you go to sit down, the base of the pipe would have a wider base on it with some weight on it somehow, or that's not too heavy, just to make it swing down level, so you could sit down. You'd have something to sit on, a stool attached to that fanny pad. That's what I'll call it, for lack of a better expression. So that's another idea I had. I'll show you the films, the little bits of film I got for when I was changing that. I still got to find the wheels that mount on the back two legs up at the drugstore. The drug mart here has a whole aisle full of invalid stuff and bits and pieces and parts and junk like that. So I'll go through those and put something together so I'll have four-wheel drive. Actually 8-wheel drive, because they're dualies front and rear, but anyway. So then take one of those wheels and try to find lawnmower wheels about the same size that connect to those axles. Maybe you have to make longer ones with those acorn jam nut things, and have some wider wheels. And these tires on the wheels are only about yay wide. You go a field where there's the humus is that deep, and you know what's going to happen even on a dry day, or in the morning when it's damp and wet. So have a wider track, dually track, with some front old school lawnmower wheels, because those are about that wide. And have two of those spaced, you know, because that would be a lot more stable in a field environment. It's just bugging me. It just, the thing that's wrong with me, and trying to get the money to pay. The surgeon wants the part you have to pay up front. He wants his cut up front. Guys, they dealing with the mafioso or something. Yakuza, maybe. Anywho, this man cave is starting to feel like a prison. I'm starting to hate being partly handicapped and can't hardly get around. I can't even stand up at the stove for more than a couple minutes maybe before I absolutely have to sit down. My lumbar is aching and the bad hip joints, you know, are adding to that, which limits my range of motion with the leg that's got the bad hip joint on it. You'd be surprised how many ways you can't move anymore when those go bad. When those go bad, you're screwed. You got to get it fixed. There's no other way. I got a titanium hip now, so does that mean I'm human plus? Any Armored Core fans still out there? You guys know what I'm talking about. So I hope you guys enjoy yourselves and get out there. If you're able to get out and hunt, get out there every chance you get to hunt and fish. If the wife likes to fish, I taught mine how to fish. And then she even cuts her own bait and everything. What a trip. She loves to fish. And we're getting old, and I'm really afraid there's just one more way she's going to slide away from me. You know, not being intimate anymore or nothing like that. And it's been 13 years since I could lay in the same bed where I can't lay down and sleep anymore. I'm stuck in this chair. I hate it. Just like it's every bit as bad as being stuck in a wheelchair. I'm just shy of that now. I can barely walk. I'm just taking everything I got and getting overheated and out of breath, just trying to get out through the garage, so I don't have to go up and down stairs to get out to the back of the driveway where the truck is. That's a pretty good ways. It just takes everything out of me to do that. So all you handicapped folks out there, do whatever you freaking have to do. I don't care what. Do it. but get out there again. Before I die, I got to get out there and teach my boys about hunting. It's just more than just killing. The hunters are not cold-blooded killers. That's the farthest thing from the truth. I've had the animals, the little critters, even up to deer, react with me like I can use gestures, body language, simple words and stuff, and they seem to know what you're trying to convey. It's just uncanny how that works. I mean, being a hunter, everybody thinks you're just a psychotic murderer, or, you know, serial killer, and their animals get over it. Number one. Number two, we respect nature. A good hunter, if we're not going to eat it or use it in some way, we just leave it the hell alone. Unless it's a bunch of rats and mice and pigeons eating up your garden or eating up the farmer's grain stores and, you know, stuff like that, where you get permissions, which you need from the cops now, by the way, to even do that, to hunt on their property or to do what we call pesting. So I've got all kind of different air rifles here that just depends on what you're going to use them for as to which ones you're going to use that day, right? And it's just, well, half of me is country and the other half is city. That's where my parents were. One was city, the other was country, and Virginian, and the whole 9 yards, you know. I always thought I should write a book, The Virginian, and some, you know, something like to that effect. That's basically what it is. I always think about going down home to Corley, West Virginia. They had another name for it, Hemlock Creek, something or another. I think it was. You know, back in the 1700s into the 1800s, before it changed to Corley at any rate. And I just need to get out and hunt and fish. We always took some grocery bags with us, and that pouch in the back of the shooting vest where you put your small game in there. No squirrels, rabbits, dogs, whatever. We carry a couple of plastic shopping bags. I always go back into the 70s when I started using the things. And we'd gather mushrooms and ramps and wild chives and hickory nuts and you know, wild edibles basically to go with the wild game. We find a tree of apples. We pick a bunch of apples and make a nice deep dish apple pie to go with all them squirrels and rabbits and stuff like that there. And that's basically where I'm at. I'm still working on the guns and the Pimp My Walker series. I gotta wind that up, but I'll show the next installment of this video anyway. Okay, anyways, so taking the scabbard here from the trigger stick off from over here, I had to lash it on the center there to put my trigger stick in there to go up and down and turn, you know, left and right depending on where I'm trying to shoot. It's about as tight as I can get it with lashing it right there. I'd have to make some kind of a metal rig to lash on like here and over here to hold the thing and to hold it more steady. Maybe some strap steel and some aircraft hose clamps. That might work. But for right now, that's the basic idea. there's just nothing down here. You can't really put much down here to hold it kind of steady like that. Now if I just put some strap steel from, say, hose clamped on over here to help hold the thing straight, would hold it more steady. So that'd be pretty good. Anyway, as you can see, you can still fold it up normally. So that's good, you can get it in the trunk. So that'll be good. Be good to your wife and your families, and provide for them by doing a little hunting and gathering. Always carry a couple of grocery bags balled up in your pocket somewhere, so you can even just run across the shell bark hickory. You can take the bark as it curls up and it's falling off. You take that, break it up in little chunks and put it on top of the charcoal when you're smoking up some meat, and woo, that hickory's strong. The resins bleed out of the heartwood through the outer wood into the bark and gets kind of gummy to make a sort of bandage to keep the tree alive until it rains again, if there's a drought, let's say. And that makes the bark give a lot of flavor. Don't soak it in water, you're soaking the resin out, thereby soaking out the flavor it would have given if you wouldn't have soaked it to put on top of the coals. So just don't do that. It'll work a lot better. So we got stuff like that too, anything we could use. We come home with some game like mushrooms and hickory bark to smoke the meat up with and all kind of neat stuff. Where is that freaking? But anyway, the sermon is ended. Go in peace. Vaya con Dios, y'all. And good Lord willing, the creeks don't rise. We'll see you again right here.